What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, The Walk 71, replaced A with a 4, fresh off of watching NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. And this time in my review, I actually took notes off of my phone, so I actually can have a direction when I actually review each match, I guess. But this TakeOver was really good. I like almost all the matches. Every single match delivered in a way that it worked. It was a pretty good TakeOver. Now, the main event was amazing. What happened after the main event was amazing. But you know what, let's get into it so we can make this video as short as possible, because you know I don't want to be up all night trying to put this video together. But anyways, we open up. Well, first we had a show opener package where we had Mr. Paul Heyman, the creator of ECW, that is from Philadelphia, open up the show talking. That was lit because they're in Philadelphia. Anyways, we open up with the NXT Tag Team Championship matches. We had the Authors of Pain versus the Undisputed Era. And this match was actually really good. I liked it because of what was done in the match. I liked that it was sort of back and forth, but it was a different side of AOP you didn't see, which was them actually getting worked on, if that makes any sense. Let's see, my man's Kyle O'Reilly first came out strumming the NXT Tag title like it was a guitar. But yeah, we start the match with AOP knocking the Undisputed Era out the ring before the match even started. And the thing going into it was that AOP had to sort of change their perspective in the match. They had a different way of doing things, where usually in the match they wait for people to come at them so they can destroy them, because they're big bulky guys that destroy everything and cause destruction. Well, this match, the commentators mentioned it, was that this is a different AOP. They have to sort of use underhanding tactics against Undisputed Era, because this is what Undisputed Era does. They use under thing tactics and all kind of stuff like that. So that happened for a while. Then the AOP was using different match strategies. They was working on Undisputed Era for a minute, and then when they went for this one move where Razor holds up the opponent and Akam jumps, like stomps on their chest and sends them down. Well, this is how the match sort of got better as it went along, as Akam messed up his leg, right? So then after that, they started working on his leg. Undisputed Era worked on his leg a lot. He was getting dominated a lot. Then Akam went for a comeback, destroyed all of them. When he went for the final chapter, the Undisputed Era stopped it and put Akam in a leg lock, right? It was Bobby Fish who was putting Akam in a leg lock. And then Kyle O'Reilly, let me make sure I'm reading this right. No, Kyle O'Reilly had Akam in a leg lock, and then Bobby Fish put Razor in a chokehold, but it didn't work, as Razor literally slammed or flipped Bobby Fish on top of Kyle O'Reilly while doing the leg lock. It was kind of lit, using their power. It kind of reminded me of the spot they did when they faced DIY last year at TakeOver San Antonio, when they DIY hit both of their submission finishers on each of them, and then I forgot which one picked the other person up and just threw them on top of them, because you know they're big guys that go for strong stuff. So then after that, pretty much back and forth, regular stuff. Then it got more lit, as the ending was that AOP went for the Super Collider, and let's see, they both connected. If you know the Super Collider, they both put their opponents in powerbomb positions. They run into each other, so the opponent's backs go first, and they powerbomb each of them. Well, they did that. Razor powerbombed Bobby Fish, but then Kyle O'Reilly took out Razor. No, he didn't take out Razor. Akam's knee buckles, because the whole match they were working on his knee, you know, trying to sort of kind of tell a story. And then his knee buckled. Kyle O'Reilly went for Hurricanrana. Akam into Razor. Razor was out in the ring, outside, and then Kyle O'Reilly went for the roll up. 1, 2, 3, boom. That finish works. The Undisputed Era retains the NXT Tag Team Championship. The match was good. This is possibly Authors of Pain's best match. I thought their match, that triple threat match at TakeOver Orlando, was really good, but this match was nice because I got to see a different side of AOP. It wasn't pure domination, then the team comes back. If anything, it was a back and forth match, and it worked. It was very believable too, because you got these two big dudes, and then Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are looked at as like junior heavyweights. They were junior heavyweight tag team champions in New Japan, and they were able to hold their weight by using their MMA skills and kind of technician stuff as they were working on Akam's leg, because the best way to take out a big person, you know, or a giant, is to work on a body part, usually a leg, so they can get down and you can put them on your level. So basically that's what they did, and it worked, and the finish worked. as it showed him rolling up Akam because Akam's leg was messed up the whole match. Got the roll up, boom. There you go. That it works. They survived. Now the next match we ended up getting was oh wait. After that match, there was a spot where they showed War Machine in the crowd. It was a rumor that they weren't going to be called War Machine, but they are. So I'm going to assume they're still going to be called what was it? Hanson and Rowe, hopefully. So then after that, we got Cashzona versus Velveteen Dream. And let me talk about Velveteen Dream's interest. My man's... So let me tell you, kind of give you a background around the feud with this. So basically, there was a tournament all the way back in November, December, around that time. And it was a tournament sort of where there would be 4 different matches. All 4 winners go into a fatal 4-way match. The winner is the #1 contender. Johnny Gargano would win and main event the pay-per-view. But Velveteen Dream was supposed to be in it. He got hurt. Cashzona took his spot. Cashzona lost to Johnny Gargano. After that, Velveteen Dream came back and he was like kind of crap talking Cashzona to Johnny Gargano, saying it took you this long to beat a guy named Cashzona. Cashzona is not a superstar. He doesn't look like one. If it was me, I would have had him down way shorter than that because he's the Velveteen Dream and he's just that nice. So then after that, 2 weeks later, they had a match. The winner goes on to face Almas at TakeOver Philly. That match was great. Gargano won, beating Velveteen Dream. So then after that, they showed a video on the WWE YouTube channel where Dream was walking backstage. Cashzona saw him and said, I told you it wasn't gonna be that easy. And he said, well, I look good. Don't know about you. Push him to the ground. Boom. There goes your match. Then they start talking crap to each other on Twitter. The integral part about the Twitter thing, well, YouTube, Twitter, and all social media, was that Cashzona started putting himself onto Muhammad Ali, and he because Cashzona is known as the knockout artist, so he wanted to knock out the knockout artist. So he had pictures of him like putting his face on Muhammad Ali and Cashzona on the floor, and then my man's Velveteen Dream said, "I'm gonna knock out Cashzona in 30 seconds," and I was like, "Ooh, let's see what happens." So my man's Velveteen Dream came out. Clean entrance, even more cleaner than his TakeOver War Games entrance. His entrance was amazing. He came out with the boxing shorts, right? The boots, looking like a boxer. Came out with like, I don't even know what you call it. He had the glasses on, doing his own entrance. What made it over the top was when he stopped, and it was this big, buff, oily dude, Terry Crews looking dude with his shirt off. He looked hella. He swam in baby oil. He was just dripping baby oil, and he had a pillow with a mouth guard on it. Then this girl came with the glasses, and she went around Velveteen Dream rubbing on him. I was like, oh, this entrance is nice. And she puts the mouth guard in his mouth. He gets back in the ring, and he does his little antics in the ring when he enters the ring. It reminds me of a Dave Chappelle skit when he had a episode where he imagined the world being gay. And it was the episode, and then they imagined boxing. And the stuff he was doing in the ring remind me of that skit. They called it Friday Night Sissy Fights. And basically they was doing all kind of over the top stuff when they were posing, all kind of stuff like that. And that's what he reminded me of. Then Cashzona came out and kind of had a boxing feel too, as he had on one of those boxing robes with the black and yellow attire. I'm guessing, you know, because Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, they're in the same state. So boom, Cashzona, he has his own logos and stuff. It looks kind of nice. I mess with the attire. And then the match happens. So as the match starts, like I said, Dream said he was going to knock out Cashzona in, what does he say, 30 seconds. So the fans literally counted for 30 seconds. And then eventually he knocked out Cashzona, and the fans was nuts. And I was dying. I was in Discord with my friend Zach, and we were just dying watching this. I'm sitting here dead. He knocks him out, right? And then Velveteen Dream is sitting here celebrating like he just won a championship or something like that. And then my man's Cashzona hit like a forearm elbow hit, knocking out Dream to the outside, knocking the mouthpiece out. And I was like, oh my God, this match is lit. So then after that, Velveteen Dream was dominating Cashzona for a minute once he actually got the advantage on him. It got to that part, then Cashzona hit the X-Plex, which is like a flipping suplex gimmick. You got to see it for yourself. Then after that, it was a Cashzona comeback spots where he started hitting running sentons, elbows. He hit the the discus big boot on him. Then after that, Dream hit a super kick in this like the DDT gimmick he did with the match with Aleister Black, where it's kind of like the position of the Sister Abigail, but when he drops back and puts his opponent on the face, he turns into a DDT. It's a clean move. It didn't execute well on Casono because, you know, Casono's a bigger guy, but it still worked. Like, I mean, it worked for Casono because he's bigger, so it's not like he's gonna get that. I mean, unless he wanted to get like a spike sale where he's like standing on a headset after taking a DDT. So that happened. Then after that, let me see. Ono catches Dream in midair because he was going for something and catches him in midair with a kick. And Dream then went on the ropes. Ono tried to go for something. And then my man Dream catches catches Ono like in midair, like catches Ono was running for some elbow thing. He picks him up and goes for the Death Valley Driver on sight. He catches him and puts him there. And I thought, oh, that was clean. It looked like a botch, but it wasn't at the same time because you got to think Cassius Ono is like a big guy. And Velveteen Dream's like both, like he can lift. I saw him lift like 315 on the thing. He was lifting 315. To be a wrestler, you have to be strong. You have to be able to pick up everybody. So I know he could pick him up, but him able to catch Cassius Ono, big guy, 260, 270, picking him up full speed in midair, went for the Death Valley Driver. I commend him. He did it. It just, it was cool. It wasn't a botch though. I thought it was a botch, but as I thought about it more, it was cool. And then after that, Cassius Ono hit 2 elbows on the 2 spinning elbows. It was kind of clean. And then my man's Dream kicked out of it. Then he tried to go for another one. He tried to go for the one that's in the WWE games with the rolling elbow where he puts his opponent up for like a neckbreaker position and goes for it. Dream catches him this time, picks him up, hits the cartwheel Death Valley Driver, then goes on the top rope and said no. Goes on the ring post, jumps off the ring post, and hits the purple Rainmaker for the 1-2-3. Velveteen Dream wins the match. That match was really good. It was very entertaining. Velveteen Dream is over. He's only 22, guys. Let me make sure. Let me look up Velveteen Dream. He's only 22, and he's already put on 3 good matches in the span of like 4 months. Let me see how old he is. He's only 22, people. My man's Velveteen Dream is only 22, and he has his character figured out. He's good in the ring. That man has to be a champion soon. I mean, like, main event champion. Like, he is the next Goldust, but better. I swear to God, like, he's amazing. I've been a fan of him since Tough Enough because he was the only guy on the show that was passionate about pro wrestling. So I want to see him go far because most of the people that win Tough Enough don't really know much about wrestling. They learn to love it once they get through the stuff. But he was passionate about it from day one. And he had previous wrestling experience. So I thought, oh, that's a good signee for them. Why is he even on the show? And then he got eliminated to ZZ, who's not even in WWE anymore. So that should show you how stupid that show was. So then he got signed eventually, figured out his character. His character is over. His wrestling is great. He's going to be a main event star in NXT. And hopefully the main roster, as long as Vince McMahon is doing his whole football thing, I think we'll be good on good booking at that point. So the next match we ended up getting was Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, this is my thing. Shayna Baszler is part of the MMA's 4 Horsewomen, which is Ronda Rousey's crew. Then WWE got their 4 Horsewomen. I think they might have a match at WrestleMania. The 4 Horsewomen versus the 4 Horsewomen. But this was Shayna Baszler's first like big match, and she performed well in my opinion. But first, her entrance, she got that UFC entrance, the Goldberg entrance, where she's walking from the backstage all the way to the entrance area. I don't even know the stage. She went from backstage to the stage, and they was playing her music the whole time on some Goldberg UFC type stuff. She came out, did a little entrance, did her time. The Ember Moon came out as the NXT Women's Champion, new eye contacts. She came out, did her entrance. They did the whole introduction stuff. And I guess the thing with this match was that Ember Moon struggled to get to where she's at, and she's finally here. And Shayna Baszler is dominant, which she is. She's honestly the best heel in NXT, like women in the women's division right now. Like even though she is the only heel, I think, because I think Nikki Cross is face now, but Shayna Baszler has done more in 1 month than what a lot of people have done in 3 to 5 months. Like she broke somebody's arm in her first match. She choked out Karia Singh. She choked out almost half of the women's division, all to send a message to Ember Moon. The whole thing was that if you want to get the big fish, which is Ember Moon, you have to stir the water, something like that. Good analogy. But the match starts, you know, it started really fast paced until Ember Moon starts hitting a bunch of single leg drop kicks and then a suicide dive. Then after that, Shayna Baszler got offensive, hit 3 knees in Ember's face. And on the second knee, she tried to do something special where she takes her hair from like a ponytail to like just letting it all loose. And then she knees her in the face again. Then after that, Baszler does the arm break spot she did on Dakota Kai, and it looks so brutal. I yelled. I'm so serious, you guys. Exact. I kind of yelled when she did it. I was like, golly. It's very cringy because it's hard to like think about it because she's putting her arm up. First, she was stomping on her hand to keep her arm down. And then just imagine your arm is like in a push-up position where it's like, you say you're like down on the ground and your arm is like up. And just say somebody kicks it forward. Yeah, pretty much. She kicked it forward. Then for the remainder, she was working on her arm. Then eventually Ember Moon came back with a springboard crossbody. She was working on her arm a lot, actually. Then she came back with the springboard crossbody. And then she hit the eclipse. And when I say death was sold, Shayna Baszler sold complete death. She was dead. But Ember Moon sold the arm really well. She was spazzing out in the ring. They brought the medical staff to try to get her to end the match. And she was like, no, I'm going to continue it. So then she went up to Baszler, who was selling death, hit her with the arm bar. Ember Moon put her foot in the rope. She got out of it, dragged her, put her back in the arm bar. So for the remainder of the match, it was literally just Ember Moon struggling to try to get out of the armbar position until she got a roll up for the victory. And this match was good. It was a good wrestling match. I enjoyed it. It was nice to see like kind of Ember Moon barely survive with the match. And then something else happened after the match, but I'll finish after this. But I felt as though if she's gonna have a match with Shayna Baszler, who's supposed to be the MMA chick, I felt as though she should have thrown hands and she should have tried to make Ember Moon bleed. I feel women don't do this often. And WWE doesn't ever do it now unless it's intentional, which is the whole bleeding thing. But I mean, no, you ain't have to be that brutal. But I felt as though Ember Moon should have got stomped out, punched out, all kind of crazy stuff like that from Shayna Baszler. But overall, this match was good. Now, as for upcoming, I want to see another match between them now. Like, I don't even care. Like, I care about Kairi Sane, but I would rather see a rematch at the WrestleMania TakeOver, because this match, I wanted to see Baszler as a champion, honestly. But it was cool, though. After the match, Baszler basically pulled up on Ember Moon, put her in the rear naked choke on the outside, let go, put her back into it, and then walked onto the stage, posed. Ember Moon is sitting there struggling to get up with the championship. So Ember Moon basically barely survives as she retains the NXT Women's Championship. So after that, we got another NXT TakeOver moment where Ricochet was in the crowd, because Ricochet, Candice LeRae, and War Machine all recently got signed a few weeks ago. In the crowd, celebrating, yeah. But he went by Trevor Ricochet Man. I hope they don't like try to change his name and make him Trevor Man, like go by his real name. He just needs to be known as Ricochet. But anyways, we got to the Extreme Rules match, because if you're going to be in Philadelphia and you're going to have a big show, you might as well have an Extreme Rules match. And this match was it was cool. Now the way they were trying to build it, like one time on NXT television when William Regal announced it was gonna be an Extreme Rules match, they showed like a video package of like how brutal an Extreme Rules match could be in Philadelphia because of ECW, which is totally different times. ECW was different. People was getting beat. You had New Jack pull up with a shopping cart. You had people getting stapled in the face, getting hit with toasters, all kind of crazy stuff like that. WWE don't do that. Their Extreme Rule matches consist of chair hits, somebody going through a table, kendo stick hits, and garbage cans. And that's what this match was, but it was still entertaining because both men are good at what they do. But if this match was a regular match, it would have been fine as well. But yeah, let's get into it. So both men started with trading strikes, and then eventually Cole got out of the ring. Aleister Black went for his signature flip taunt where he sits down and just stares at Adam Cole the whole time. Then Cole grabs a chair, and the ECW and the crowd chants ECW from just a simple chair. Like Philadelphia is just hyped for anything weapons related because of their history with pro wrestling and ECW. So they chanted ECW when he grabbed a simple chair. Then Cole goes for a shot. Black kicks the chair out of his hand. Adam Cole goes onto the outside. Then my man's Aleister Black sits in the chair and just looks at Adam Cole like, what are you doing, my guy? He's just sitting there looking at him like, you ready? So then Aleister Black is on the offense for a minute. Cole fights him off, grabs the trash cans, threw Black into a barricade, puts the trash cans in the ring. Then both men grab a kendo stick. Instantly thought of Star Wars. I don't know why. I just did. I thought of Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker or something like that. So then after that, my man's Aleister Black just dropped the kendo stick and said, pull up. Basically, he said, pull up. And Cole hits Black with the stick mid moonsault. Like, Black went for a moonsault and Cole struck him right in the gut with the kendo stick. So, boom. My man's Black is dead. So then after that, Cole is using the kendo sticks on him. Then he pulls out a table. He gets slammed. Then he goes up to the top rope, gets flipped off of it by Black onto a garbage can. Then Black grabs a chair and puts it a table, and puts it right next to the table on the outside. Cole counters it and is now on the offense. The Aleister Black counters it once again and throws Cole into a ladder because Aleister Black also grabbed a ladder and then it was put in the corner. Then Adam Cole got thrown into the ladder, basically. Then Black went for like one of those Finn Balor stomps, but it was from the ground, and then climbed up. And then Cole Aleister Black put Adam Cole like face on the chair, and then I guess he was gonna go for something crazy. Now, if he would have hit that, I would have lost my mind. But instead, Adam Cole took the chair, threw it in his hands, went for a super kick, and boom, there goes Aleister Black through both tables. Then Cole sets up two chairs, like right next to each other, back to back. And then goes for two chairs. And then my man's Aleister Black hits the it's an AA, John Cena's finisher, but it was on the top of both chairs. Now I cringe at that because you can hear Adam Cole scream in agony. He's like, I'm not gonna replicate it, but I feel like that hurts. The top of two metal chairs going directly into your back. That was pretty brutal, I guess. Then after that, he screams at agony. Fish and O'Reilly pull up. They pull Black out of the ring, hit the total elimination. Then they rip apart the table, and Sanity comes for the save. They fight. It was Eric Young and Alexander Wolf. Eric Young is bald, by the way. He cut off all his hair. That's crazy. I guess his hair wasn't going nowhere. His hairline was going backwards. But anyways, Killian Dane was in the ring the whole time. They were fighting to the outside. Killian Dane went for a super suicide dive. That Killian Dane's raw, bro. Like, Big Damo is very underrated, I think. He goes crazy when he wants to, and he went for a suicide dive. As it was evident, he went crazy in that War Games match at TakeOver War Games. But Killian Dane is nice. He's gonna be the breakout of Sanity if they ever decide to break up, which I don't think they need to. But Black then hits the double foot stomp off of a production box onto Adam Cole through the announce table, right? Then Cole super kicks Black upon entry into the ring. He grabs the chair and yells, I'm gonna end you. And as he runs with the chair, boom, out of nowhere, Aleister Black hits the Black Mass for the 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black beats Adam Cole in the Extreme Rules match. Very competitive match. It was nice. I enjoyed it. This does not hurt Adam Cole in any way. Yeah, he lost the match, but it was a very competitive match. It's not like he got jobbed out or anything. And if anything, we know what's gonna happen with Aleister Black. He's going for that NXT title at TakeOver New Orleans when they go to WrestleMania weekend. As for Adam Cole, let me think. What can he do? I don't know what he can do, honestly. But maybe they could have a triple threat match, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much that was the match. It was nice. Then after that, right? Something else happens. Now, this surprised me and didn't surprise me at the same time. We had EC3. It was EC space 3. I don't know what they're doing with that. He was in the crowd. He looked from like behind, turned around, boom, on some clean stuff. But my thing with EC3 is what didn't surprise me. He was going to be in WWE, but I thought he was going to be in the Royal Rumble and they were just going to shoot him to the main roster because I don't think he needs to be in NXT. NXT has enough stars to survive. But hey, I guess if you want to add more stars into it, that's cool. But what didn't surprise me was that he was gonna show up during a Royal Rumble weekend in WWE. That was evident. So then we got the main event: Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship. This is their third match after having two great encounters, and this match was amazing. Slow start, the second half of the match, amazing. Picked up in speed, brutalness, all kind of stuff. But let's get into it. So we started off, the entrances. Let me get to the entrances. My man's Andrade Cien Almas' entrance. He had the Mexican mariachi band come out. Then his music plays. Then he pulls up with the La Sombra mask on. on his like old school stuff, had the La Sombra mask on, the karate jacket that he wore at the other takeover, but he had Mexico's colors on, had the championship, did his little pose on the stage, went to the ring clean. He should have wrestled in the mask. I don't know, like he took his mask off, so it's not like he could wrestle in it, I guess, for the Mexican culture or whatever. But that was clean. He came out with the mask and then took it off, you know, because he's a new person. So then after that, Johnny Gargano came out. His family was in the crowd, which was Candice LeRae, I believe her parents and his mother or something like that, because they said his dad was having surgery or something, like a quadruple bypass surgery. I hope he's okay. You know, I don't want to see somebody die, but you know, let's keep his dad in our prayers and all that kind of stuff. But the match was cool. So it started off real slow with back and forth action. They were both teasing each other's finishers. Gargano teasing the Gargano escape, and Andrade Gargano. Andrade teasing the El Idolo, because I think that's what he calls it. Then he hits Gargano with the hardest frying pan chop ever, and it's now the offense. Then both men start to tease more on the outside with dives and all kind of stuff. Then Gargano tries to go for like the flip he does off the apron, and Almas literally countered it, and my man's hit that joint hit the ground so hard, bro. I was like, ugh. So then after that, Almas is back on the offense, hitting legal and illegal holds, like he was holding him on the ropes. Then he went for a head arrest. This is starting to be like a WWE match, if that makes any sense. Not an NXT match, a WWE match where stuff happens, then it's like rest hold, comeback sequence, all kind of stuff. Something big, finisher, kick out, finisher, win, something like that. So it started off really slow, but it picked up once they started trading strikes. They was like clapping each other with punches, hits. Andrade hit this one move where he hit Gargano with the back of his elbow, shoulder, kind of. It was that was brutal. So then Johnny Gargano was on the comeback, and he hits the springboard spear on Almas. And Almas goes for the moonsault gimmick, where he goes for the moonsault off the top rope, misses, and then goes for just the regular standing moonsault. That's clean. So then after that, Almas they're back to trading strikes again. Then Gargano hits the package super kick because Andrade was going for the punch, the Ty Dillinger 10 gimmick, where he is on top of his opponent on the rope punching him, but Gargano was able to pull his arm and basically hit the super kick from the turnbuckle. You just have to see it to know what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard for me to describe it. He hits that for a near fall. No. He goes for that. The package super kick. Gargano goes for the running knees and reverses the spear. Oh, my bad. My fault. Yeah, so Gargano goes for the spear, but Andrade reverses it and just starts wailing on Gargano. Then he goes for the running knees. Gargano had hit a DDT on the apron, and this is when the match really started getting late. He hit the DDT on the apron, then also hit his super kick, his corner super kick for a near fall. And when Gargano was like, what? So then after that, Almas hits a diving foot stomp on the apron, like to the outside, and then just starts slamming Johnny Gargano's head into the LED board on the side of the ring. And Gargano looked dead. He looked super concussed. Looked like he had super CTE, slamming his head into it multiple times. It was like, ah, my God. So he slammed his head into it. Let me see. And then he goes for the corner running knee. Then after that, Almas is slapping around Gargano, and Gargano goes for punches. Gargano goes for a super kick and a reverse. Come on. A reverse Hurricanrana. Then after that, he goes for the Gargano escape. Zelina Vega grabs Almas' hand. The referee talks to Zelina Vega. Almas uses a heel tactic, rakes the eyes of Gargano, then tries to go for his finisher, but Gargano reversed it and was able to get Almas on the outside, goes for a suicide dive. Then Zelina Vega went for the Hurricanrana to the steps, kind of similar to what she did to Roderick Strong that one match. And then he hits the El Idolo, and Gargano kicks out. Then after that, she goes to Johnny Gargano, and then Candice LeRae jumps the barricade, beats up and chases Zelina Vega to the back. So now it's just Gargano and Almas. Then Gargano hits the springboard DDT, and then hit the Gargano escape. But once I realized that he hit it again, Almas wasn't tapping out. Almas gets out of it by putting his leg on the rope. Then Almas pushes Gargano to the ring post that's made of metal because it's an LED board. Kills him, right? You thought, okay, put him in the ring, hit the move, whatever, finished it. Nope. Decides to go for the running knee strike, knees to head first into the LED ring board. My man's Gargano is dead by this point. And then he hits that. Then he hits the El Idolo, kind of similar to how he did it to Drew McIntyre, but luckily Gargano didn't hold on to the rope, thus tearing his bicep. But he hit the move. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Gargano lost the match. And Andrade Cien Almas retains, proving he is not a transitional champion. He is legit. He won clean. Watch out for Andrade Cien Almas. He is a beast. So then after the match, Zelina Vega somehow shows up. They celebrate on the apron. Then Gargano is just sitting there, sad, depressed. Candice LeRae shows up. I don't know if they fought each other off and just came back at different times. I honestly don't know with Vega and LeRae. She, consoles him. They walk to the apron. And you should know if something's going to happen, because it's been the thing for months now that if this match was going to be the main event, Ciampa was going to do something. I thought Ciampa was going to potentially screw him over, but he waited till after the match because I guess they want to build Almas up as a legit champion, not somebody to take shortcuts. So as he sits there, my man's Ciampa pulls up with a crush and hits Gargano with the toughest crutch hit ever. My man's is dead. And Ciampa is not healthy at all because he was limping after, because he had the whole leg injury. So I don't think he's going to be back soon. But there's like a ghost haunting Gargano. But my man's Tommaso Ciampa's beard game is insane. Like, he grew a big beard. Then his t-shirt got the big beard on it. He looks like he could be a member of War Machine with that giant beard. Or the Bludgeon Brothers. Man, that was clean. And that's how we ended NXT TakeOver Philly or Philadelphia. It was all around a good show. Each match delivered in its own right. I felt as though the women's match, I don't hate it. I actually liked it. I just wish Shayna Baszler was more brutal in the sense of trying to destroy. Like, she destroyed her arm. I'm talking about, like, trying to punch her on some UFC stuff, trying to kick her, stomp her. But the match was cool. Shayna Baszler is about to go destroy everybody on the women's roster and do something else. But all around, the show was good. Very enjoyable to watch, as NXT TakeOvers always are, as they really give us what we need from a big WWE pay-per-view weekend before we have to be disappointed with whatever is showing up, whether it be Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, or Survivor Series. TakeOver always delivers. So yeah, that was a good show. This video was ran really long, but TakeOver actually went overtime. It was like 2 hours and 30 minutes actually. But anyway, guys, you know what to do. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Do what you do to support me. Follow me on all my social media links down in the description below. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.